Hey, what's up, guys? So, welcome to B Sports Picks. Again, yesterday was a winning day. That's a 2 day winning streak. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to hook you guys up with two batter props. It was a 3-1 day. Yesterday was very good. The day before that was a perfect day. Yesterday, we actually almost had another perfect day. It was a 3-1 day. So, again, I'm going to hook you guys up with two batter props right now. And I'm also going to hook you guys up with, I'm looking at some pitcher props. Those are not confirmed yet, so don't take those yet. I'm just going to show you exactly what I'm working on. And then I'm also going to go through three different teams for baseball. So if you want to stick around for that, that's going to be decent. Give me a second here. So before I get started, guys, make sure you take a second to subscribe, like, and comment whenever you see this video. That'll help out push the video, and I appreciate that, okay? So two batter props I'm going to hook you guys up with. Again, I'm going to look through some pitcher props that I'm working on. Do not take those. I'm still working on them. And then I'm going to walk through three teams that I'm liking, but I'm not confirmed on those either. There's only one very, very strong team that I'm looking at, but it's too juiced, very, very heavily juiced. So I might just skip it. But I'll go through all of that right with you guys right now. So first thing, man, this guy killed it for us. So let me answer some questions here. 3-1 day yesterday was great. Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks. Morning, bro. Your artwork is crazy good. Thanks, bro. All right, so yeah, check it out, man. Yesterday we had almost a perfect day. So all the batter props that I gave, almost every single one hit except Otani. But because the odds are so high on some of these, the wins don't. The wins, one loss takes like two wins or a little bit like that. So I'm not going to get into all the details, but basically, instead of being 2 units up for 3-1 day, it's only about a 1 unit day. So let me explain what that means. First, let me give you the first batter that I'm going to go with. All right, give me a second here. So the first batter I'm going to go with right here, guys, it's Manny Machado. Okay, and again, I'm going to hook you up with this guy, and I'm going to give you another guy too, and then I'm going to go through some props and some other teams that I'm looking at. All right. So sorry, guys, I'm just kind of getting set up here. So Manny Machado, man, it's a little bit questionable, very, very little questionable, and I'll tell you why. These odds for these batters should be a lot higher. There should be like 280, 290. This guy is supposed to get 2 hits today. The reason I think it's lower is because if you look over here at the pitching staff for Arizona, Zach Gallen, I guess he's decent right here. I mean, 5.1 is not great, but it's decent. What's up, Julio? What's up, Bob? Thanks for being here, guys. So, anyways, the other reason too, I believe, is because he missed. He did not get a hit two games ago. Okay, he did get a hit yesterday. He's only coming up to bat between 4 and 5 times. Also, the Padres. That's maybe the biggest reason is that the Padres are striking out a lot. They're lowest in OPS, meaning they get less chance at bats. So that's why I'm confirming these at bats. That's the reason I confirmed these, to make sure that this dude is not lower, like he's getting less chances at bat. So either way, he's coming up between 4 and 5 times. He has gotten 9 out of the last 10 games. He's gotten at least 1 hit. And then he's faced this pitcher 24 times. He's gotten 6 hits. That's an average of 2.61. So that's great, actually. You look over here. I already did the research, but basically, if you look at where this guy throws, which is a 25% right on his bottom right corner, this dude hits at a .200 right here. And then the other areas that he throws is like right around this corner here. You can see it's kind of purplish. This dude is awesome over here. 333, 455, and 200. So basically, where this dude tends to throw, this dude tends to hit. I hope that makes sense, guys. So that's an extra little step that I added just recently. And I hope you guys see how important that is, because yesterday, Otani, I'll tell you straight up, Otani did not match. And even though everything else matched, this graph did not match. And I was about to stay away, but I said, you know what, let me just keep going with what's been working. And sure enough, this dude did not get a hit. And it was because where the pitcher was throwing, it was opposite of where Otani likes to hit. All right, guys. So this is a quick breakdown of what happened yesterday. Gunnar Henderson, Jeremy Pena. I gave both of those away for free yesterday. That was a hit. And then I had Trey Turner. Actually, I believe I gave away Trey Turner and Jeremy or Gunnar. I think I gave Gunnar. Yeah, I gave away Gunnar and Trey Turner. But then I also had Jeremy Pena. You can see this dude got an amazing 4 hits yesterday. And then we had Trey Turner, which got a hit. I actually gave those away. These are 2 unders that I had in the VIP, Matt Shaw and Drew Waters. And I had one more under RBI, but again, that did not hit because I put him with Otani as a parlay. So that did not hit. So, Danny. All right, guys. So let me get right into this. I just gave you guys the first one, which was Manny Machado to record a hit. And so let me see. The next one is Ronald Acuna Jr. Like I mentioned, is this the guy that got one? No, that was Jeremy Pena. So we've been going with this guy, Ronald Acuna Jr. recently a lot as well. So this dude has been on fire. You can see the last 5 games. Last 5 games, he's gotten 1 game without a hit, 1 hit, 3 hits, 3 hits, 3 hits. So this dude literally has 10 hits in 4 games. All right, he's facing a very bad Dollander right here versus Dollander. One thing I will point out is that this dude, even though Dollander has a 6.85 ERA, when he plays Atlanta, he has a great 1.59. So that's the only little questionable thing. However, look at how many times they're coming up to bat. This dude has exceeded this line 11 out of 12 times. Very decent batter here. And also, look, he's pretty much all over the board. He can get a hit pretty much anywhere except if it's high up. So I'm not going to get into all those details. This dude tends to pitch a little bit on the higher side, but his most thing right here on the bottom right, this dude is awesome right there as well. So that's 2 batters, guys. I'm again, is Manny Machado to record a hit, Ronald Acuna to get a hit, and again, Otani went out to bat 4 times, didn't get a hit. So now, like I mentioned, man, I'm gonna hook you guys up with the pitching props. These pitching props are not confirmed, so don't quote me on these. And then I'm going to show you guys 3 teams that I'm looking at, but there's a lot of question marks, just like yesterday. I stayed away from some stuff because it was just too questionable, too many contradictions and stuff like that. So, for example, let me get into it here. But if I go here, the first thing I did is I looked at the worst teams to strike out in the last 3 games, and one of those teams was the Angels. So then I went and I looked at Sugano. You can see this dude has 42 strikeouts in general. But then you look over here, Angels versus Sugano, and they're pretty much not getting a lot of hits except for Adele and Rendolfo. So what I'm tending to do with this is buy it back one strikeout. So if this dude is lined up to be like 5 strikeouts, I'm going to get him for 4 strikeouts. I hope that makes sense. However, again, these are not confirmed yet because I'm still working on them. I'm still figuring out some stuff. So one thing that came up for me, for example, is Sugano today. He's ice cold, even though he's been decent, like for strikeouts. I'm sorry, even though he's facing the Angels and he has a decent record over here on the splits, his record overall is cold. All right. Next guy is DeGrom. This guy, if you go look for DeGrom, White Sox are the worst team for striking out right now. So if you look at DeGrom versus White Sox, overall, they're not that good. Look at this. OPS is very low. OPS very low. OPS very low. OPS very low. So DeGrom is facing a very, very weak, depleted White Sox team. So he should be able to get the strikeouts. I think the line was like 0.5.5 or 6.5. I don't want to get him that high. I'm going to buy it back 1 strikeout. I already did the research. I'm not going to get into it right now. Like I mentioned, I'm still working on the details. So don't quote me on those guys. All right. The 3 teams I'm looking at, man, is the Rangers. There's a lot of contradictions. Actually, the Rangers is probably the most solid play on the board. It's very, very, very easy. Just like when we were looking against the Rockies, it's the same shit with the White Sox. They just suck. I got a lot of details right here. I'm not going to get into all of them, but everything is pointing towards the Rangers to win this game. Again, I'm not confirmed on that, so don't quote me, but there's a lot of indications that the Rangers are just going to demolish the White Sox today. Dodgers and Giants. Dodgers look decent. I believe they beat them yesterday. I can't remember. No, I think they lost to the Giants actually. So the Dodgers are supposed to win today, but then you look, there's a bunch of information that's contradicting because they have, like for example, this is Dodgers to win 61%, but then you look at the head-to-head trends, and then you look at the pitching staff for the Giants. The Giants actually have one of the best offense or defenses, which is, I'm sorry, not defenses, but the pitching. So there's a lot of contradictions like that. Nothing makes sense as far as this game goes. So I'm going to stay away from this game. I'm just telling you straight up. I already looked at a bunch of stuff. You can see how much information I looked through. I've already tried to look through it once and twice and three times, and nothing is making sense. So when that happens, I stay away. There's no reason to force anything. So again, the last one I was looking at was the Diamondbacks, but the same shit. Everything was contradicting. The Padres are supposed to get more hits. There's all this other stuff, and Diamondbacks, it just didn't make sense for me, especially when the line was moving dramatically for the Diamondbacks, but everything is pointing towards the Padres, especially because, like I even showed you, Manny Machado is supposed to get a hit and stuff like that. So there's too many contradictions there. But you can see this is supposed to be a very close game for the Dodgers and the Giants. Again, like I said, it's too close to call. I'm going to leave it alone. Padres, again, very close. They are supposed to win, but I don't trust it. The line is with the Diamondbacks. I'm telling you straight up, if you guys want to take a look at that. And then the Rangers are supposed to demolish the White Sox 5-3 or 5.3 to 3.8. So that should be it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions. If you guys like these breakdowns, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment whenever you see these videos. If you have any questions on how I come up with this stuff, let me know. Also, if you're interested in learning from us, you can go to the links in the description, or you can send me a text message and just say, hey, I'm interested in learning how to do this full time and stuff like that. Also, there's free stuff inside the description. So I appreciate you all, man. Let's have another great day. It was a 5-0, or I'm sorry, it was a perfect day 2 days ago, and then we almost had a perfect day yesterday, but Ohtani didn't get a hit. Otherwise, it would have been 2 perfect days in a row, which is unheard of. In all the time that I've been doing this, almost 4 years now, full time. It's I don't think I've ever had 2 perfect days in a row, and it almost happened. And we have a great month going on. So thank you guys for being here, man. I appreciate you all. Let's have another great day. Thank you.